David Ingram, and I'm here with Rosemary Baron Swingle, who I think she's pretty close to my age, and what she's doing, opening up a new art gallery this is, Whistler's mother and all that stuff. Colonel Saunders didn't get Colonel Saunders' Kentucky Fried Chicken going. And I'm not saying, I think it's marvelous because I'm going to be working when I'm 145. I never intend to stop. And the people that stop and wither away over there doing something are just nuts. Rosemary's opening Baron's Gallery. She wants to make it a community involvement in our little break, which is here on the live show. She came up with the emotion. So tell me that again.
Well, I have to tell the people first, I'm Maud Lewis. I'm 99 years old and opening an art gallery.
You're not 99 years old. But I think it's hilarious and it's wonderful because every time I turn around, I run into people they feel like the world has passed them by.
Well, David, I'll tell you one thing.
And you're
These are very, very bad economic times.
Well, that's
and
true.
People are worried and worried and worried about everything that's going on in the world. And they're worried about their pocketbooks. And I think it's the time to move. And instead of giving up, I've decided to move forward. And I think people should cooperate and gather and move forward. And I think this is the perfect time to collect and cooperate and carry on.
Well, if you do that, then and as I say, now you used to also live down there within about a block and a half of this, did you not?
I lived across the street.
You were right there.
Yes.
Yes, well, I remember that.
Yes.
So you know the area well.
I'm sorry I left, to tell you the truth.
Well, how come you moved up in Granville Street instead of moving back into Gastown then?
Well, we just may move back into Gastown again. I think it's one of the most wonderful spots in all of Vancouver.
I know several people that live down in that general area. There's some beautiful residences just on the other side of Main Street. I can't remember the addresses of them, but they're down there by Crab Park, by the bridge, and there's so many beautiful places that have been built there. And the area is changing, and it requires people in. The new Woodward's complex opening up with its stores and its facilities and everything else that's happening, and this mixture of social housing. So you are in the center of things.
Yes, I feel that way. Referring to New York, I think it's the Soho of Vancouver. It's where everything is happening right now.
It's where it should happen. So you're going to, it's where Vancouver started, Gassy Jack, and
that's right.
the Tavern, and all the rest of it. There's so much, and I was so disappointed when they closed down the what they call it, Story World. What was that? Storyland, Historian. Yeah, that was just a magnificent production, and why the government didn't keep it going and donate the space instead of leaving it empty for an extra 4 years or something is beyond me. And apparently Mitchell's just it's a furniture store now. Last thing we needed was another furniture store down there when we had this historic thing that was making. So the back lanes is an interesting thing because the lanes in Gastown are very narrow. Very narrow. But they can be made very good. There was a story in the Vancouver Sun the other day about the area behind 100 East Hastings, and it talked about the lane now being cleaner than the street is because the merchants and everybody have made such an effort to get the lane cleaned up and get the drug addicts out and do this and reclaim the streets, as it were. And the Corette building is a really good example because it was a center of commerce for years and years and years, and then it sort of became nothing, and now it's alive again.
Getting people in there. The Corette building, I think, has approximately 110 live-work units. And by people moving into the area and living and working and patronizing the businesses and the neighborhoods, change a neighborhood.
Well, they don't have to. The coffee shop that was there, that's closed down, unfortunately, because I believe the lady died, was just a marvelous place.
Absolutely. A gathering place.
Yeah. And that's what you want to do with what you're doing.
That's right. I want it to be a gathering place. I don't want the lights to go out. Not quite, figuratively. But I would like to see the space used. I would like to see next year the Fringe Festival to
Oh, well, I love the
the
Fringe
space.
Festival. And Mitchell is a volunteer at the
Yes.
Fringe Festival this year. And, well, they've actually asked me to be a director of it. I'm not sure if I want to be or not, but I love the concept of
Yes.
the place. And, Mitchell? Mitchell there? No, he's gone. Okay. There was the most wonderful presentation at the Fringe Festival, which was called Wagabondi. And it was four guys or two guys with four members of an audience in a 73 Dodge motorhome, a small Dodge one, not a big one, a small one. And to go to Wagabondi, you had to go into the motorhome,
Yes.
4 people at a time,
Yes.
and sit at the little table. And I was an experience getting in and out of that one, let me tell you. And they had 3 different shows, and Wagabondi, you know, would fit in your gallery beautifully.
Yes. Well, a couple of months ago, and I wish I could remember the name of the theater production, I went to a play in a laundromat. Literally in a
Brenda Matthews.
Yes.
Yes.
Wasn't
Brenda Matthews and the lady from Kelowna.
Wasn't that wonderful?
I didn't see it, but I know Brenda.
It's the same concept, and I just think we should use all of those spaces, the laneways, the
Well, see, Brenda's, and Brenda, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready?
I hope.
Brenda was in Wagabondi, too.
Oh.
She played in one of the skits that they had, she played the BC Ferries ticket seller.
Oh.
That was selling tickets to the motorhome as it pulled up, and of course, we were all in the back bedroom covered under a thing so that only 2 people paid for their tickets, and it was sort of fun. We're going to come back. We're going to do another segment with Rosemary because we got into another little thing here. We got the Fringe Festival, and I love this. So I'm David Engel.